കൈ കാണിക്കണം കേട്ടോ.
Now you can start. Waiting for the auto.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to the world of Doshas. Today we talk about the Ayurvedic approach to hair health. Okay, so let me start with this quick thought. Did you know that hair is Vata? The head region, it is Kapha, but hair loss is predominantly due to unbalanced Pitta. So you have got Vata, Pitta and Kapha involved in hair loss. Okay, so also if Kapha is too low, nutrition levels remain low. Okay, however, if Kapha is too high, then this nutrition which is supposed to support the hair is blocked from the roots. If you do not understand this yet, don't worry at all. Okay, I will cover the basics like the Doshas and the Ayurvedic Dosha approach to hair health. Okay, this might be a bit heavy for you because this is a very serious science, but don't worry at all. I will try to use simple analogies and some diagrammatic representations to make it easier for you to understand. And also feel free to ask questions whenever some questions come up. Feel free to ask, absolutely no problem at all. My goal here is to help you understand why a dosha balancing approach is the ideal approach for hair health to prevent hair loss, thinning, weak roots, etc. Okay, so shall we start? Okay, so this whole thing is under the Ayurveda, the world as doshas. When I mean the world as doshas, see, there is nothing beyond doshas or tridoshas in Ayurveda. So if you start looking at everything through the lens of the doshas, I didn't say the world of doshas, I said the world as doshas. If you see everything as doshas and try to analyze everything as doshas, it becomes extremely interesting for us to learn Ayurveda. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so Ayurveda and hair health is the topic of the day. Okay, how do we actually approach hair health through Ayurveda? How do you understand hair, and how do we actually see that you actually good hair? It's an Ayurvedic perspective here. Okay, so what are we going to deal here? First, the basics of Ayurveda. I'll touch a little bit of the basics of Ayurveda. Then Ayurveda, as we all know, it's about the tridoshas, and maintaining that dosha balance is very important. So we'll touch a little on that. Then hair health, okay, an Ayurvedic perspective. Some do's and don'ts for hair health, and at the end, we'll have a question and answer session where you can feel free to ask questions, and to the best possible manner I'll try to handle all those things. So that's how. So these are the things which are going to handle here. So getting into the basics of Ayurveda, this whole world, all of us know, is made of the 5 elements, the Panchamahabhutas, and Panchamahabhutas is the mother of all the. We have got 64 kalas, we call, okay, arts and sciences, 64 of them. The Panchamahabhutas, the theory, Panchamahabhuta theory is the mother of all these things. If you say 64 kalas, Ayurveda comes under it. You have got Vastu Shastra or architecture, you have got astrology or Jyotisha, you have got Natya Shastra, dance, you have got singing, all these things. The base of all these things is the Panchamahabhutas. Okay, that much important. So everything you see around you, the tree there, the animals there, you yourself, all of us are made of these 5 elements, but in different proportions. Okay, and then it is the 3 doshas. The 3 doshas, we have written the 3 doshas, the 3 doshas. Okay, the 3 doshas, it is exclusive to Ayurveda. Okay, no other science have got this Dosha theory, And where did this Tridosha theory come from? Okay, so last week in my shloka of the week, which also comes under the word as doshas, it is there on YouTube. I come out with one shloka per week. That's also there on YouTube. So there, the last week discussion was, where did the Tridoshas come from? So I'm just going to touch that once again, okay? And then it is a prakriti and vikriti. When you have got these three doshas in balance, the prakriti, we'll get into that, okay? So here, what we do with Ayurveda is, the three doshas, when these three doshas are kept in balance. In balance, it doesn't mean 33.3, 33.3. No, that's not the way it is. As we go through that, we'll understand how the three doshas are kept in balance. Okay. So the five elements: Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Jalam, Prithvi. Akasha is air, Vayu is the wind, Agni is the fire, Jalam is water, and Prithvi is the earth. Okay. So here, as we said, everything is made of these five elements. But then if everything is made of these five elements, why do everything look different? The reason why you look different from me, and animals look different from me, even though all of us are made of the same elements, is because of the different proportions in which these five elements are there. So the ratio of one might be higher, one might be lower. That's the reason why we behave differently, we look differently. Everything differs because of the difference in proportions of these five bhutas. So what did Ayurveda do with these five bhutas? So when there is something called Samanya Guna. Samanya Guna means things which have got the same properties. So the things with same properties have been clubbed together, and these five Pancha Mahabhutas have been reclassified into the Tridoshas. Okay, so Akasha and Vayu became Vata. Predominantly, it doesn't mean that Vata doesn't contain Agni, Jalam, and Prithvi. No, it contains all the five elements, but when it is predominantly Akasha and Vayu, we call it Vata. When it is predominantly Agni or fire, we call it Pitta. When it is predominantly Jalam and Prithvi, water and earth, it is Kapha. Never ever think, as I said, it's not Vata is only. No, we just said that everything is made of the five elements. So when there is predominance of Akasha and Vayu, it is Vata. Predominance of Agni, it is Pitta, and predominance of Jalam and Prithvi, it is Kapha. Right? So what happens here? These Vata, Pitta, Kapha, when they are in balance, that actually decides your nature. So what do we mean by nature? Nature means prakriti. And where does this prakriti arise from? At the time of conception. Okay, just like what do you call, Shukrartavaste Janmado Vishenava Vishakrame has been told in Ashtanga Hridaya. In the sense, when you are born, when the sperm and the ovum, when they fertilize, there is a certain prakriti or nature which is determined. That stays with you throughout life. It is not like something is again inserted into you or your prakriti changes. It has been compared with the poison in a poisonous organ. If you took with a snake or a scorpion, nobody introduces poison into that scorpion. It is born with that, and over a period of time you can see it evolves. So likewise, prakriti of a person is something which he is born with, and the prakriti travels, or his prakriti doesn't change throughout his life, from birth to death. Probably you can pick up some habits, you can work around your prakriti, all those things, but your innate nature will not change. That is what we mean by prakriti. So that balance of the Pancha Mahabhutas, which you said, reclassified as Tridoshas, whether you are predominantly Vata Prakriti or Pitta Prakriti or Kapha Prakriti or Vata Pitta, that combination, that actually when it starts at the time of conception, it continues all the way to your death. That also decides the way you think, the way you act. Everything is according to your Prakriti. Okay, so that balance which you have need not be the balance which I have got. So as I said before, it is not 33.3, 33.3. No, it might be 60, 30, 10, or in different proportions. That makes you unique. You got it, right? So once we know what the Prakriti is and we try to keep that balance, that actually gives you harmony and good health. Okay, so this is a little bit about the Tridoshas. Okay, so Prakriti and Vikriti. Vikriti is the deviation from the Prakriti. So once there is a slight imbalance in this Prakriti, we call that Vikriti. A deviation from Prakriti is Vikriti, and that is where you have got ill health and not so feeling good. That's the reason why there is one synonym for roga or a disease called dukkha. Dukkha means, literal translation is sadness. No, dukkha actually means the surroundings around you or inside of you is not that good. Dushita kha, it's not that good. You don't feel great about yourself. It is because there is a deviation from the Prakriti to the Vikriti. And so, as I've written over here, Vikriti is the misalignment of your natural Prakriti. There is a deviation from your Prakriti. You are always strong, healthy, physically, mentally, spiritually, in whatever way you can take in your Prakriti. The moment there is a deviation, at some level, you are unhealthy. So what does happen? What do we have to do there? So trying to understand what the Vikriti has happened, and then we create an environment where that from that Vikriti you have to come back to Prakriti to feel healthy. So health, is not it's not a destination. Oh, I've arrived, I'm healthy hereafter. No, in certain seasons, you see right now in Kerala, okay, we are supposed to have rains. The rains are very low. So what happens? Even the nature, there's a Vikriti in the nature here. So the body actually expects it to rain, but it does not rain. So there is a small deviation. But the body wants to get the body back into alignment. So this is a continuous process. You will have somebody talking not so good, you'll feel bad. So there's a slight deviation, but the body again brings it back. You eat something which is not very good, but the body tries to bring it back. So this health, the middle path of the health, you keep on going. It's a continuous process to keep you healthy. It's not like, oh, I've arrived, hereafter I can do anything. It's not like that. It is how you stay there. So it's a continuous pursuit of dosha balance. Okay, your body, as we said, it is from nature, and its natural tendency is to stay healthy. Understandable, right? Because it's a part of nature. It doesn't want to stay unhealthy. So if you give it the right environment, if you create that environment, it knows how to stay healthy. It does its job. But what happens due to our lifestyle things and all those things, we deviate a little bit towards a Vikriti, and then we have to we do a lot of things to get the body back to the Prakriti. Okay, I hope this is clear for you. So how do we get from the Vikriti to the Prakriti? Generally, Ayurveda adopts three steps. Okay, and these three steps, if you look, 1, 2, 3, it is in accordance of importance and priority. That's the first step. What we do is see what the person is eating. Aharam, the food what the person is consuming. Where is he going wrong? If he's taking the right kind of food, right interval, right quantity, with the right kind of people, all those things, all those factors are very important. If those things are done, there is a very high chance that you can bring him back to the Prakriti. So it's Ahara, Vihara, and Aushadha. So if you look, least importance have been given to treatments. The most important thing is the Ahara. And you would have heard people say, you are what you eat. Okay, partially it is true, but according to Ayurveda, the most important factor here is Agni. Okay, treatment, Kaya Chikitsa is actually treatment in Ayurveda. What do they say? Kayasya Antaragne Chikitsa Kaya Chikitsa. That means a treatment for the Agni inside your body is treatment. So if the metabolism is kept in balance, half the treatment is done. So that much of importance has been given to digestion. So you are not what you eat. You are more than that. You are what you digest. Okay, so your Agni has to be really good. If you're eating a lot of nutritious food and the food is not getting digested, absorbed, and assimilated, how will you be healthy? So it's very important to take care of your digestion. So that is ahara. Okay, next is your vihara. Vihara is your lifestyle. Lifestyle, all of the things which happen to you, getting up in the morning, starting from there, what time do you get up in the morning? What kind of materials you use to brush your teeth? How do you scrape your tongue? Okay, what kind of water you take bath in? What about your oil application? What about, kabala or oil pulling, we call that, what about nasya? Lot of activity. What about your exercise? Lot of activities happen on a day-to-day basis in our life. What time you actually do your exercises, how much of exercise you do, how do you sleep, where do you sleep, when do you sleep, how many hours do you sleep? These are all part of your lifestyle. And if, after your food is taken care of and then your lifestyle is taken care of, 99% of your issues will settle and you will be back to health. And this aharam is not fixed for all people. No. Again, as I said, depending upon your prakriti, what kind of ahara you should have, what kind of food you should have. Depending upon your prakriti, depending upon your nature, what kind of lifestyle you should lead. Everything. So you have in Vihar lifestyle and even ahara, you have to also take care of the dinacharya and the ritucharya. Dinacharya is your daily activities. Okay. And your ritucharya is seasonally. Suddenly there is a change of season, then what I have to do is you have to change your routine. It doesn't see, it's like, it suddenly the winter comes in, you are used to taking bath in cold water. Winter comes, you have to naturally shift to hot water. You can't still keep on taking bath in cold water. So that shift has to, it's common sense. A lot of things are common sense. A lot of things you have to learn and then work so that your health is maintained. So it's very important to get from your Vikriti to your prakriti. And then there are situations where you have to give treatment, that is where Aushadam comes, Aushada is very important. Treatment procedures are very important. Those things also have been mentioned in Ayurveda. So Ayurveda basically is two things. Okay, one is what? Swasthasya swasthya rakshanam. That means if a person is healthy, how do we maintain his health? Okay, that's one major part. That's first most important thing. And the second thing is adurasya vigara prashavanam. Adurasya means a diseased person's vigara prashavanam. How do we subside his issues? So it is also a preventive part or maintenance part, and second thing is a curative part. These two things, equal importance has been given to both these things. Okay, so these are the ways in which we handle imbalance and get it back to balance. Hope this is clear for you, right? Now, okay, let us get into the hair health and Ayurveda. We actually apply the same principles what we have gone through a little bit right now into hair health also. It is not different because hair is also a natural thing which is on a natural body. Okay, so let us go through how we manage hair health. Okay, now hair fall in Ayurveda has been mentioned as khalitya. Okay, and there are different authors have classified this khalitya under different headings. Some of them have told it as it is a disease of the head. Some of them have told it as it is a kshudra roga. Kshudra roga, it is they are not actually he didn't demean it. Kshudra means not so important. Okay, that means it is probably he would have considered it's not life threatening, so we do not discuss it when we are discussing other things, big issues. So he said, okay, some people have classified this under kshudra roga. Okay, that doesn't mean it's not important. Okay, now here when you look at the body, okay, we will discuss about vata, pitta, kapha. If you look at the body, if you draw two lines, one at the level of your umbilicus and one at the level of your heart. Okay, so let me start. Below your umbilicus is vata, between the umbilicus and the heart is pitta, and above the heart is. It doesn't mean, as we said, there is nothing called absolute here. Predominantly, even in kapha places, you have got vata things. Even in, see, if Pitta place doesn't mean there's only pitta over there. You have got a combination of vata and kapha there, but predominantly it is pitta. Likewise, here we'll try to focus, because we are going to talk about hair. We'll focus above the heart, above the chest. So here you see it is kapha sthana. So we have got predominantly kapha above this part. Okay. Now the causes of Kalitya. When we started, I have told you that all the three doshas are involved for Kalitya, for hair fall. Okay. So here, as I said, head is the kapha sthana. It is a sthana for kapha. So you have always got a chance of this kapha, because it's its own place, right? You have always got a chance of this kapha going up once in a while. It's here you get congested, you get a cold, a lot of activities, you indulge in taking too much of ice creams or cold water, always sitting in air conditioning, you get congested, the kapha slowly, the phlegm slightly goes up. It is the kapha sthana, naturally. Okay. Hair. Okay. Now see what happens here. This is a kapha sthana. The place where the hair is kapha sthana, and the hair is predominantly vata. If you look at see the dhatus, loosely you can translate them as tissues. Okay, you've got rasa, rakta, mamsa, meda, asti, majja, shukra. This is how the 7 dhatus. It's a different topic. We can probably discuss that in some other webinar. So when you have got the asti or the bone, the tissue of the bone, when there is this bone being what you call nourished, you have got, see, any nourishment or any process metabolism happening, you will have a byproduct. So the mala of the bone, asti dhatu, is hair and nails. So when as you age, when you cross 50, 60, you see that you also enter into the vata age. Your vata goes up, so the strength of your bones go down. As the strength of your bones go down, you see that people start losing a lot of hair. Hair starts becoming thinner, brittle, and even the nails start becoming brittle. Okay, so Acharya has put hair and nails under the mala of asti. And in asti, vata, ashraya bhava, tatra asthino sthito vayu. In asti, it is vata. Okay, so when vata goes up, the quality of asti goes down. So here what is happening is, hair is the mala of asti, which is indirectly vata. Okay, and hair loss is basically because of pitta. In the Tridoshas, pitta is the main reason for hair fall. Even if you look at pitta prakriti people, they have got a tendency of hair fall a little bit more. Okay. Akale palite vyapte dhiman swedi charoshana. That's they're told about a pitta prakriti guy. Okay. Akale means before age. Even what happens, they start losing their hair a little bit, and then what happens, Akale palite dhiman, they're very intellectual people. Okay. And then roshana, there might be somebody who's very assertive and a little bit of more angry people. So this is pitta prakriti. So pitta prakriti, so it's basically pitta dominance which actually leads to hair fall. Okay, so all the, I have seen so many people with hair fall and hair fall issues, and there, I've seen mainly two conditions where I see a lot of hair fall. Two situations I've observed. Let us see the first one. Okay, the first one, Kalitya, first situation. Okay, the pitta goes up. The pitta goes up. Why? He might be a pitta prakriti person, or he might be indulging in activities which actually increase pitta. He might be consuming too much of spicy food, or too much of salt, or sour food. Okay, alcohol, and he might be somebody who might be overdoing exercises, and he might not be sleeping properly at night. He'll do activities which will push the pitta up. So high pitta is high. Okay, so when pitta is so high, pitta is basically, if you look at the, remember Pancha Mahabhutas, pitta is predominantly fire. So what happens? It actually ripens your hairs faster. So it goes through its life cycle faster than normal. Naturally, hair fall is going to be there. Okay, and what happened? Because this pitta has gone up, okay, the kapha slightly goes down. When the kapha slightly goes down, the nutrition Kapha is basically the nutrition part of the doshas. The nutrition actually to these hair follicles go down, and might be due to age or stress, whatever reasons, vata goes up. So this is the first condition which I normally see in people. Okay, one condition. Okay, so how do we manage this? So our most important thing is that we have to pull the pitta down. Extremely important to see that the pitta has to go down. So when the pitta slowly goes down, automatically the kapha slowly goes up, and that kapha is very important for the hair follicles to get nutrition. Okay, and then try to get the vata also down a little bit. You have to balance it. Once that, see, when the vata and the pitta goes down, a little bit of kapha goes up, the nutrition to the hair follicle is balanced. Okay, this is the way we approach the first situation. Let us look into the situation number 2. Okay, Khalitya number 2. Here, the modern lifestyle. Okay, what happens is, air conditions, as I said before, the food, junk food, that there's altogether a lot of people are obese, and lot of kapha increases there. Sedentary life, okay, kapha really goes up. That's why I see three arrows, kapha's gone, shot up the roof, very high kapha. And then, again, pitta also goes up because of all wrong lifestyle. Here, again, age and stress, vata, so all the three are up here. So here what happens is, because the kapha is so high, and as I said, this is the sthana of kapha. Kapha, when it is a little bit, it actually gives nutrition. When it is too much, what happens? The nutrition actually, which is supposed to reach the hair follicles, are blocked. So kapha can be either, it's just like two sides of a sword, if when it is in moderation, it gives nutrition. When it's too much, it blocks the nutrition. So this is this is right now, this is also a condition which you see modern day. Lot of people come with this, okay, where the kapha is extremely high. So how do we handle this now? Okay, what do we do? So here first we have to see that the kapha which has gone up has to be reduced. Not too much, it has to be a little bit of there, because nutrition has to be there, no? So it has to be brought down so that the congestion goes down and the blood supply actually reaches the root hair. Okay, pitta also has to be gone. If too much of pitta is there, again, as I said, the hair goes through its life cycle pretty fast. So pitta also has to be controlled a little bit, and vata has to be balanced. Because vata, hair is actually, the strength of the hair is also balanced vata, because as I said before, hair is a byproduct of asti, which is where vata stays. So this is how we manage this hair fall. Okay, so now how do we do this? I would like to say how I have been doing this. Okay, how do we actually manage this khalitya? Okay, in both process, the treatment approach is basically probably the duration of what we do might be slightly different, but the approach is the same. Okay, what do we do here? So the scalp, the hair is on the scalp. So yes, you have to give importance to the hair, but more importance and focus has to be given to the scalp health. If the scalp is kept healthy, root hairs will get nutrition and nourishment, right? So you have to address the scalp health. Number 2, the nutrition part of the nutrition supplied to the hair roots also have to be taken care. And here you can't have too much of nutrition, where the kapha goes up and it gets blocked. You can't have nutrition completely going down and there's no nutrition and hair falls. So there should be a perfect balance. Okay, so the pitta has to be controlled, vata has to be controlled, and the kapha also has to be kept in balance. So that is very, very important. That dosha balancing is critical here. Once the dosha is balanced, the effect of the nutrition slowly, it gets into the hair roots, and it's not like, you apply something or you change your lifestyle overnight, something happens. No, it's a slow process, and it is if the approach is right, if you look at dosha balancing as the approach for hair, it works fantastic, I'm telling you. Okay, So what do we do there? This, as I said, for long I've been doing this. You prepare the scalp first. Okay, if at all a person has got might be dandruff or a lot of grime or dirt, I think that scalp has to be cleansed, and then we get into the dosha balancing act. That's the second part. Without the scalp getting cleansed, you see a lot of oils. Traditionally also you can see a lot of oils. You just keep applying the oil. It might see. I don't say those oils are bad. They're good, but probably to get the best results, you have to clean the scalp. So it's like how do I put it? A farmer, before he actually does his farming, he cleans the soil or gets the soil ready first. The same way, the scalp has to be ready to hold the hair. So scalp health is extremely important. And then you can do then dosha balancing has to be done properly. You keep the doshas so here what I would try to say, I talked about dinacharya before. What do you do getting up in the morning? So abhyangama jaret nityam. Abhyangam is application of oil. It is something which has nityam, which has to be done every day. Our lifestyle right now doesn't permit us to do a lot of things on a daily basis, but every day it has to be done. And where you have to do shirashravana padeshu tam visheshena shilayat. On the head, ears and feet, you have to give more importance when you are doing that oil application or the massage abhyangam. So this has been told by Acharya. So here I would say, because I've been doing it, I do it on a daily basis. Here, this whatever you do for hair is something which is a part of your dinacharya. You can't say I've got the issue, so let me, as we said, swasthasya swasthya rakshana. If something is healthy, don't take things for granted. If something is healthy, maintaining that health is as important as attending to something which is not unhealthy. Okay, so for me, this is something which is a part of my dinacharya. I do it on a daily basis. I've been doing for years. Okay, so giving that perfect nutrition to the hair, which is on the scalp, and balancing the doshas there is very important. Okay, so what you have to do more to actually get a better hair health, as you said, you create an environment where the dosha gets balanced. Okay, we have to focus on the scalp and not just hair, which I just told before. Consistency, as I said, it's not like you use it for few days and then you say, oh, I don't see results. No. Okay, because what you call hair also goes through a different kind of cycle. So you have to be patient enough and consistent enough to start getting results. And I'm telling you, if the doshas are balanced and the proper scalp is clean and proper nutrition is given, why wouldn't your hair get better? Okay, and this should actually get into your dinacharya and your general health. If you are diabetic, or you have got thyroid issues, or you have got high blood pressure, or might be any other things, those things also have to be managed well. You can't say that I've got diabetes very high, fasting is 200 and I want good hair. It doesn't happen like that. General health is very important, and you keep an eye on your lifestyle. In the sense, you want to go partying and do all those things and still want, no, see, hair is very important. I understand that. But beyond that, taking care of health is also very important. So if you stay healthy, since we are talking about hair, I say if you stay healthy, you will definitely have rich, good hair. Okay, so take care of your general health and also your lifestyle. And what do you do? Less, do more of that, and do less. Too much of heat, if you're working, probably now you don't have too much of steam turbines and all. If too much of heat is there, it is not good, because pitta really goes up. That's not good for your hair. Okay, harsh water. I had come up with a few videos about chlorine water and all those things. It's not good for your hair. Chemical add-ons, harsh shampoos, probably, if you start using most shampoos, you don't have a shampoo which is 100% not you. It will be slightly harsh, but don't go for very, very harsh shampoos. Check what you're using. Okay, and I would say don't apply oil immediately after your bath when your hair or your scalp is still wet. It's not good for your hair. And moreover, what happens with that is not only good for your health, indirectly what happens, you apply that oil, there's always a chance of you getting congested. And when you get congested, You remember what I said? The cup will go up really high, blood supply or nutrition will not reach the hair roots, hair will fall again. So don't do that, okay? And this is, on a lighter note, you probably see a shampoo smells really well. Oh, it's very good. Don't go by the smell or the way it feels and all those things. Try to see what goes inside. See whether that suits you or not. Okay, don't go by the packing and the smell and all those things. You have to, but don't focus on that too much. Okay. Now, if there are, I can see a few questions there. Okay, so what I would like to say, the final takeaway here is a dosha balanced approach is the way for long-term hair health. You can't. It's not like you have to consistently. Probably might be 6 weeks to 8 weeks to 2 months. You are regularly applying something, and you get a little bit disciplined with your lifestyle. Your hair will definitely feel better. So let me see, a few questions are there. I'll just go through that. Okay. Oh, okay. So any questions? Okay. I'm having hair fall due to alopecia and I have a dry scalp. What shampoo can I use? Can I use Triphala Churna as a hair wash and can I take it internally? A question from Pearl. See, Triphala Churna is basically a dosha balancing. Yes, I do agree. And if you have a dry scalp, I would say that any shampoo, when that froth and lather comes, okay, it actually makes your scalp even more drier. Okay, so to cleanse your scalp, yes, you can use something to clean, but the more and more dry it becomes, you should understand that the kapha which is there, it also dries up and the nutrition to the scalp actually goes down. So you should probably find something which is extremely mild shampoo. Okay, so that I feel that should be a better option. Very mild shampoo which cannot make your scalp too dry. Okay, and applying oil which actually help you balance the doshas out there and make it good. Sophia, that the hair oil should be applied during daytime. Yes, Sophia, it is always good to apply oil in the mornings. I would say my personal experience and what my teachers have taught me is you apply oil in the evening and leave it overnight, because you say that, okay, let my head absorb it to the maximum. Yes, I do understand, but what happens is, nights are always cooler than the day, and most of the oils which you apply on the head also cool your head. You always have got a chance of getting congested, which after a point of time, will not be very good for your hair also. Okay, so it's better to apply in the morning. Okay, hair gets too much oily. Yes, when you apply oil, yes, hair, that's the reason why we apply the oil. Your hair will get oily, yes, but I would say you actually rub it in really well. Don't focus too much on your hair. Yes, you can, but focus more on your scalp. And then when you really wash it well with good water, I think 80 to 90% of the oil goes. Okay, and little bit of oil, if it stays on your scalp, it is good. Okay, if you feel that's not good, use a mild shampoo to actually wash that oil off. But balancing it is very important for you. Okay. I mean, ideally, for how many hours hair oil should be applied and how many times a week? I would say, as I said, Abhyangam Ajaret Nityam, every day you can apply. Okay, but at least, if you can do thrice a week, it will be great. And I would say, ideally one muhurta, 45 minutes. I don't think you should have to go very far, 1 hour. Okay, so ideally say we can have it for 45 minutes. Application of oil 45 minutes is good enough, but you see that you actually rub it really well into your scalp. Okay. Jayant, if you apply oil daily, so we need to shampoo every day too. It's a question. It is a modern thing, Let me take myself as an example. I apply oil every day. I take a head bath every day. I shampoo probably once in 15 days. Okay, because I know that that oil on my head will actually do good. Okay, so I really apply oil. I wash it really well with rinse it with water, and but I have got my friends and relatives who don't want that much of oil there. So I tell them, okay, you apply oil thrice a week, and then if you want to use a very mild shampoo to wash it away. Okay, but you should know how to strike the balance. You can't make it too dry also. Okay. Yes, Shambhavi Art Studio. Does Nasya help in hair growth? That's a very good question. Okay. I'll tell you what happens with Nasya here is, okay. Nasya, Nasa hi shiraso dwaram. Okay. Nose is the only opening towards the head. And doing Nasya is the best panchakarma treatment for disease of the head, eyes, ear, nose, everything. And since the hair is on the head, yes, Shambhavi, I think your name is Shambhavi Art Studio. Okay, Shambhavi, that is the best. It is actually a very good thing. It actually decongests your whole place, and nutrition and the blood supply actually reaches the hair roots really well. Nasya is good. Okay. Can I add essential oil to a mild shampoo? Is it for smell or is it for something else? I don't know. But yeah, if it is not against your what do you call the prakriti or the dosha or all those things, yes, you can add a little bit of smell to your shampoo. Yes, but it should be aligned with the dosha balancing. Okay. Yeah, Divesh Patidar. Yeah, so some people complain of having hair fall more in the rainy season than other seasons because, yes, during a rainy season, Chaya Prago, Prashama, Vayo, Grishma, in Varsha Ritu, in the rainy season, Vata is high. So what happens is naturally, the strength of the hair goes down because I said it is hair, So how do you work around it? See, hair fall is something which you should understand that hair fall is something which is a very natural phenomenon. But the thing is that if you start losing too much of hair, then only we can call hair fall, right? So you have to see whether seasonally, yes, rainy season is the period where because Vata Prakop is there, hair fall is slightly more than other seasons. But, that is a time where you have to see that you have to apply oil properly on the body and on the head and control that vata, and your food habits, your lifestyle, all those things should be to control that vata down so that the dosha keeps balance and your hair fall is not really bad. Okay, don't worry if your hair fall is slightly more in the rainy season, it's definitely going to come back in the next season because that's a cycle, provided you maintain a nice lifestyle and your as I said, I always say that your dosha is balanced. That's the reason why I'm so much in love with the world as dosha. You start seeing everything as doshas, it's very easy for you to understand. So you have to balance it out. Okay, Divesh? Mani Krishna Swami, how to for head bath? I didn't understand that question. How to for head bath? Okay, how long before? Say if that's your question, 45 minutes before a shower, you can apply the oil and leave it for 45 minutes. Rub it in gently really well, and then you can give a head bath. Okay. What to do for dandruff? Yes, you have to cleanse your scalp really well before you actually give it nourishment, because otherwise, so removing or doing treatments to get that dandruff cleansed to the maximum, is very important for hair health. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is there a specific remedy or dinacharya recommended for menopause-related hair loss and change in hair texture, especially as vata is off balance during menopause? Yes. Usually, so we say, the early age is kapha, middle age is pitta, and the elder age, older age is vata dominated. And as you reach menopause, you know that you are entering vata age. definitely you will experience a little bit of more hair fall than normal, and that is perfect. That is nature. Okay, if you find something more exaggerated, yes, then you have to attend to it. Okay, most importantly is your stress. I would say you could be extremely stressed, and yes, there also you have to follow the perfect diet and lifestyle and use oils which will actually balance it out. But being open, I would say yes, you will definitely feel a little bit of hair fall at that point of time, but don't worry. Once your menopause is set, most people actually get back a little of that, and you're gonna be fine. Don't worry at all. Is it mandatory to shampoo hair after hair oil? No, not mandatory. And if you want to use a shampoo which is good. Okay. How to cleanse scalp to make it ready? Yes, you have to see what is wrong with your hair. Okay. See, how do I put it? See, I have been using different kinds of oils, to actually get the scalp cleansed before I actually give the dosha balancing, what do you call, the diet and lifestyle and the package, what I call the medicines and all those things. I have been doing that. I see that is again, depends upon person to person. If the dandruff too much, then that approach. Okay, it's basically a few oils. That if you have to apply to 4 to 6 weeks probably, and then you start seeing the reduction in the dandruff, and that actually reduces the kapha a little bit, and the blood supply starts coming. So the scalp is basically prepared well. Yes, you can. With a little bit of lifestyle changes and application oils, yes, you can get the scalp ready. Yes, we do that. Can genetic hair fall be reversed by maintaining through doshas? Genetic things can, depends. See, a lot of things are genetic. But if you maintain a good lifestyle, you can basically escape. See, diabetes, yes, you can see it is genetic. A lot of things are genetic. But if you maintain that kind of lifestyle, you should know that. Yes, but baldness is again genetic, Just because it is genetic, don't it's genetic. No, if you take care of your lifestyle, you can probably delay it, and the effect of that can be reduced to a large extent. It is not that, oh, my father is bald, my grandfather is bald, I'm 100% going to be bald. If that is the attitude, you are inviting that, and probably you might end up bald. But otherwise, yes, it can be managed to a large extent. Facial hair growth is due to PCOD. You have to treat it. You have to get your hormone levels managed. That is the best solution for facial hair. Okay. Diet for hair health. Yes, it is again something which does not increase your kapha too much, so that the hair roots are blocked. And the pitta. Excess of spicy food, excess of salt, and excess of sour food does not help you at all in protecting your hair. Okay, late nights, a big no. Alcohol, be moderate. Most of the things, sarva dharmeshu madhyamam. In most of the things you do, if you go hit the middle path and you be moderate, you're gonna be healthy. Okay, so diet, this is the most important thing. You can't take things which increase a kapha too much and a pitta too much. Okay. Okay. Padmini, I have hair fall too much. Please suggest a good shampoo. Anything which is mild and which will not make your scalp too dry and your hair frizzy where the water really goes up, that kind of shampoo is not very good. Try to, probably you might find something like that. I don't want to give a name there here, but yes, you might find something like that. Okay. And for hair growth, yes, you have to get your doshas balanced for your hair growth. And there are, see, as I said, I've been handling hair fall for years together, So I have got this approach where I see that I initially try to get the scalp cleansed, and before I actually give an oil for them to get the hair follicles nourished. But there's no reason, there is no, if you give an oil which is actually nourishing, and if the soil as the scalp is not ready, it doesn't work that well. Okay, so preparing the scalp and taking care of the scalp is extremely important here. Okay, after taking gingery oil bath, should we avoid eating curd rice? Aha. Okay. Can coconut oil be infused with any herbs to get that cooling effect? As coconut oil, has, there is something called prabhava. Prabhava is, two things might have the same properties, but one action which is out of, you can't even think that that material can give that action, is attributed to coconut oil as far as hair growth goes. So that's the reason why universally coconut oil is accepted to be one of the best oils for hair growth. Okay, yes, you have to infuse herbs into it, and you have to know which kind of herbs to infuse. You have got hundreds of herbs out there which claim to be good for the hair, but just because you're adding 30, 40, 50 herbs into an oil, infusing the oil, in my opinion, doesn't make it a superior product. Okay, if that balancing is not done. So you should know what are you expecting that oil to do. Okay, you can't just put in 50 drugs which help in hair growth and then praying that one of those work. No, you should know how to balance the doshas out there and then create an oil which is specific, balancing the dosha and giving the nutrition without the kapha going up too much, pitta going up, vata balance. That is very important. Creating that is very important. Okay, so that's what we do. Okay, I've answered that. How long should I maintain it? 45 minutes. Okay, Divya, how do I protect hair against hard water? That's a good question. Hard water. See, we in Ayurveda we say nidana parivarjanam chikitsa. In the sense, avoiding the causative factor is treatment, or that is the first line of treatment. In the sense, if hard water, all of you know that hard water or chlorinated water and all those things can lead to bad hair. So I would say first avoid hard water, or try to see that you fix something in your home so that you convert that hard. You have got hair softeners nowadays. Water softeners make the water soft before you pour it. Or what you can do is you can boil the water, leave it for some time, and take it from the top and then use it for your hair. Hard water or chlorine water is basically not good for your hair. Or any remedy for hair lice. Vishnu Priya Bhagat. Nice. It's a nice topic, hair lice. I would say, Tulsi is one of the best lice repellent. That's what we do at home. Krishna Tulsi, we make a paste, apply it on the hair, see that most of the lice run away, will not come back. But the thing is that you have to keep on repeating it week after week, because if I'm right, the life cycle of a lice is close to about 10 days. So if you catch it every week, Tulsi is a very good way. What effect curd application would have on hair? There are a lot of things which I'm not very sure, but I would say anything acidic. Curd is, I don't say curd is acidic, but how do I put it? Anything acidic, if applied on the hair, it actually increases the pitta. And when pitta goes up, in my opinion, there is a chance of hair fall increasing. So you should know how to balance that. Regular application of curd might not be a wise decision. Okay. Yeah, Mani Krishna Swami, your grandfather, he used to take kashayams like Tripala, Siddhamagara Dhuja, and also maintain this. Yeah. So You have to see nature. Nature works on certain patterns, and the day we realize that we are actually a part of that nature and we try to stay in sync with nature, our health will improve. That is the key here. And I like the way Manikrishna Swami has told. Nowadays we are not in sync. If you look at all other animals around there, by the time the sun sets, they are ready to hit whatever their bed. But here what happens, by the time the sun sets, we are ready to make our plan for the night. Think about it. Okay. So let's get to the few last questions. So somebody's asked about in what condition can we use Dhurdura Patra Tailam? Dhurdura Patra Tailam is something which is actually given for or suggested for dandruff. Okay, Dhurdura is Dhatura, and it actually works really well. It's a nice one. It helps in keeping the scalp cleansed, but there is always a chance that pitta going up a little bit. If that can be balanced, Dhurdura Patra is actually a good one. It's a traditional product which can help manage most of the issues. So somebody's again asked me last question: is there a way to get an online appointment with me? Yes, you can. I'm available. You go to my bio. You can definitely fix up an appointment. Okay. So we have got only a few more minutes to go. Might be a couple of minutes. Let me see. What question is that? Hariharan, is small onion a must ingredient in hair oil? I don't think it's a must in any. So nothing is a must here. Okay, let me put it that way, Hariharan. We don't have fixed rules for a lot of things, but by and large, if you look, if you are able to create a thing which can actually balance things out, that's very important. Neeli Bhringadi is something which you have told. Yes, Neeli Bhringadi is something which works really well, but is your scalp ready to basically take the effects of Neeli Bhringadi? Neeli Bhringadi has got so many ingredients in it. Okay, but is your scalp ready to? Are you ready to do that thing to get your scalp cleansed before you use that oil? So creating a hair oil, as I said before, it's not about adding too many ingredients into it, but getting that right thing which can balance the doshas is very important. Okay, Hariharan. Okay. So there are a few questions which are very specific to certain diseases, which I don't think I don't want to take it here. Okay, I saw that question. Okay, I saw androgenic alopecia. I don't want to handle it. I don't want to take it here. We can probably have another talk because that is very specific, and once I start, it's a very long process. Okay, so I don't want to take. I saw that question, Raja. I'm happy that you are studying BMS. You at the right place at the right time. Do well. All the best, Raja. Okay, and Ritik Joshi, your body type is something which I cannot just tell you right now with the few things which you have given. Okay, so thanks a lot for joining the session. Okay, so I would like to tell you that before I end, that it is extremely important to get your scalp cleansed and scalp ready before you actually get. See, that is a part of dosha balancing, getting a scalp ready. and then before you actually start giving that nutrition. So it's basically two leveled, you get the scalp cleansed, and then you give the right kind of nutrition to the scalp so that your hair health improves. Okay, thanks a lot. Good night.